making plans for another day, whatever you want to do.
Well, I'm backed up with work, man.
Okay, so maybe we'll make plans for another day. What do you do? We got a job?
I formed a nonprofit. It's called Master Lukey Inc.
Okay.
And, it goes along with the mission, but I'm waiting to hear back about the tax exempt status so I can get donations. Corporate donations.
Awesome.
That would be like if they want to get rid of an old bus, they can write it off and sell it to me, or give it to me and say that the thing cost $1 million and it only cost them like $250.
Wow. You can get a bus that's worth $1 million?
I would like to. How much does a tour bus cost?
But that is so cool. But then again, how much would you pay for it? You pay for $250,000. That's a lot of money.
No, they donate it, and they say they gave it to me for the thing is worth $1 million. They write it off.
And they say that, wow. And they give it to you.
It only costs them because it's an old tour bus, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's worth it. I would do it. Because you're getting it for free. You're getting it for free. You can't beat that. And you know what we could do? If they can donate instruments and PA system and all that stuff.
We got to have a conversation, Sir Doyle.
All right, so you set up the time, and I work now from 8:30 in the. I get up at 6:40 in the morning, and I work from 8:30 to 1:30. So I'm back here by like 2 o'clock every day. So I got a lot of days free. I'm moving to Inwood, the same apartment, the original apartment I had in Inwood. I'm moving there, and I'll have a lot more time to myself, except when I'm working. I'll be working 4 days a week, but I'll be back home. Well, when I move to Inwood, I'll still be back home before 3 o'clock.
When you say Inwood, are you on Dutch Broadway?
No, that was a different one. Inwood is next to Far Rockaway. Inwood is next to Far Rockaway.
Did I know you saying the old one? Did I know you back then?
I think you. Well, you might have. I'm not sure. You might have known me. When I first moved there, you didn't know me. You might have known me when I was moving out.
I think when I met you, you were on Dutch Broadway, or yeah.
Dutch Broadway, you knew me, but I think this was before Dutch Broadway. This is before Dutch Broadway. This was the first apartment I had. But it's not that far. And I'm joining a gym with Silver Sneakers, LA Fitness, so that's going to be good for my image on the show because of my body will be in shape. And they get me back on testosterone, and I'll be buying stuff from Gina Station.
You're off the testosterone now?
No, they temporarily took me off it because they want I have pre-authorization from the doctor, and he gave it, and then now they put me on what do you call it, generic testosterone. So I didn't get it yet, but it's going to come probably this Thursday.
You don't sound as aggressive. I think that's a good thing.
Well, I might have been aggressive. I wasn't dangerous. I wasn't dangerous.
The thing is, Sir Doyle, I'm gonna have to ask AI, but basically, if you're not gonna respect the the YouTube guidelines, I can't have you on my channel.
What guidelines are they?
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, but basically, let's see. Let me ask ChatGPT right now. Actually,
All right.
is it against YouTube guidelines? I don't want to get my channel shut down or anything like that. But a guest on my channel, Sir Doyle, he has his own channel, and I'm not trying to tell him what to do, but I just want to keep my channel safe, and I don't want him to do something that goes against the guidelines. So what I want to know is, if he calls abortion first-degree murder, if he considers abortion to be first-degree murder, is that against YouTube guidelines? And he says that on my channel.
How come it's not answering?
No, it's answering. I'm just trying to make it to read out loud. I'm pressing the button that's not working. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go.
YouTube's community guidelines are designed to foster a safe and respectful environment. While expressing personal opinions on sensitive topics like abortion is permitted, labeling abortion as first-degree murder can be contentious. This characterization might be perceived as inflammatory or as promoting violence against individuals or groups, potentially violating YouTube's policies on hate speech and harassment. For instance, content that praises or justifies violent acts has led to account removals in the past. To ensure your channel's safety, review YouTube's community guidelines. Familiarize yourself with policies related to hate speech, harassment, and harmful content. Moderate discussions. Encourage respectful dialogue and avoid language that could be interpreted as promoting violence or hatred. Consult YouTube support. If uncertain about specific content, reach out to YouTube support for clarification. By carefully managing discussions on sensitive topics, you can maintain compliance with YouTube's guidelines and protect your channel.
I guess I gotta respect that, but you know what? It's just the opposite. Me saying it's first-degree murder is totally against violence. Or it's an act, it's a violent act. And me by saying it's a violent act, that's what I see it. But the way I see it, I'm not going to get to talk about it in the channel anymore, or the way I see it is that it's just the opposite. If I'm speaking about something that's first-degree murder and it shouldn't be done, I'm speaking against violent acts.
Hold on. Now he's saying that by being, I guess, pro-life, he's actually speaking out against violence. What if he frames it as that, and he doesn't talk about murder, but he talks about the life of the child at conception?
People preaching abortion, they're the ones that are preaching violence.
Listen.
If he frames it as speaking out against violence and focuses on the belief that life begins at conception, that is much less likely to violate YouTube's guidelines. YouTube generally allows discussions on controversial topics, including abortion, as long as they don't involve hate speech, harassment, or encouragement of violence. To stay within guidelines, avoid inflammatory language, e.g. calling it murder or directly accusing individuals of crimes. Frame it as a personal belief. rather than an absolute legal or moral judgment. Keep the discussion respectful and avoid targeting specific groups or individuals. If he presents his stance as advocating for life and against violence without making direct accusations, your channel should be fine.
I'm going to have to respect it. Even though I don't agree with it, I'm going to have to respect it.
Well, I think it was the juice, to be honest. You got a little aggressive.
Actually, that's the way I feel. I feel that abortion is first. No, guys, it is first murder. And I won't talk about it on YouTube anymore. It's not the juice. That's the way, that's what I know to be true. That abortion is first murder.
I'm just saying the way that...
Against guidelines, I'm not going to be able to say it anymore. But at the same time, it wasn't the juice that was in there. It was the fact of the matter was, it is first degree murder. It is a violent act. It is first degree murder, and they got to stop it. They got to put a federal ban, and it can't be done anymore. But if that's against YouTube guidelines, then I won't talk about it anymore. But it has nothing to do with the juice.
Don't talk about it on your channel either.
If it goes against YouTube guidelines, I can. But if you pull me aside when we're not on camera and you ask me about it, I'll tell you the same thing. It's first degree murder. It's a violent act, and they got to stop it. They got to put the federal ban. They got to make a punishment out there for it because it can't be done anymore.
Do what I do about
I don't talk about it on YouTube anymore. But if you ask off camera, if you ask me about it, that's what I'll tell you.
Do what I do about vaccinations. I give out my phone number and tell them to call me offline.
Cool, definitely. As long as, yeah. And to respect guidelines, that's what I'll do. But like I said, you pull me aside when I'm not on camera. I'll tell you straight up, it's first degree murder. It can't be done anymore. They got to stop it. They got to punish people that do it. And that way.
Sir Doyle, I'm recording. I'm recording this for your channel, so just give out your number.
My number is 516-325-3984.
For people to talk to you offline.
Yes.
Sir Doyle is claiming that this is his belief, and I know this to be true. I know this to be true.
If I believe something, I'm leaving rules that I could be wrong.
What all I'm saying is that, you know, he's acting more calm now, and I think it's because he's in between doses of TRT. But he thinks, no, it's just that how he believes.
Now, I'm not going to stop taking the testosterone. I need that. But, hello?
Yeah.
But I am going to respect YouTube guidelines, especially on your channel. On my channel, too, because I don't want my channel shut down either. But
If he's framing it as his personal belief and discussing it calmly, that's a safer approach for YouTube. Stating a belief about when life begins or advocating for pro-life views is generally allowed, as long as it doesn't cross into inflammatory or accusatory language. If his demeanor is shifting due to TRT levels, that's a separate issue. But if he's calmer now, it's probably a good time to have him articulate his views in a way that won't raise flags for YouTube. Just keeping the conversation respectful and avoiding direct accusations should keep your channel safe.
Looky, they're going to have to talk to me about it offline. Because if the subject's brought up, the subject's brought up line, I'm going to tell the person on the phone, hey, you can't do this. It's first degree murder. Just stop doing it. But I'm not going to say that online anymore because I don't want to get your channel shut down. I don't want to get my channel shut down. I'm certainly not going to do it on someone else's channel like yours and infringe upon your rights. So I'm not going to do it on either channel.
All right, well.
You gave them my my number, and I will tell them straight up when they call me.
So, look, I don't know if this was the right thing to do or not. I just felt like it had to be done. Sir Doyle's been calling me to come on my channel, and I've been avoiding him. And the reason is I want him to see that I don't need to have him on my channel. And he has his own channel now, so he can do whatever he wants on his channel. But because of the TRT, I think, he wouldn't listen to me. And he was getting so aggressive. And I just wanted to shut down the stream because he wouldn't stop. So, hopefully now, we can just give out, I'll tell him, you know, don't go against YouTube guidelines. Put your phone number up and people can talk to you offline. And then we'll just have to stop it at that. So, now he says he's not going to stop taking TRT. He needs it. So, how do I adjust when I'm feeling like he's getting way too aggressive on my channel? And I don't want him to, you know, ruin. If I just say YouTube guidelines, will he be able to like control himself and not violate the YouTube guidelines? If I just say that, maybe that would be the fail-safe.
I will respect YouTube guidelines. I don't know how I can express that to you. If someone calls me in person, I will tell them like it is. But on the air, I will respect YouTube guidelines. And it has nothing to do with the TRT.
It sounds like you handled it the best way you could in the moment. If Sir Durrell is getting too aggressive and not respecting your boundaries, it's totally reasonable to put distance between your channel and his energy. As for a failsafe, YouTube guidelines could work as a cue to reel him in, but given his past behavior, it may not be enough. If he's in an amped up state, he might steamroll past it. Here's a few ways you could manage it. 1. Set clear expectations beforehand. If you ever bring him on again, make it crystal clear before going live. No violations, no aggressive tone, or I cut the stream. 2. Mute or end the segment. If he starts pushing the line, don't debate him, just mute him or wrap it up. 3. Pre-recorded only. If he still wants to be on your channel, maybe only record segments with him first so you can edit out anything risky. 4. Redirect him. Encourage him to post his personal contact info for direct discussions with viewers instead of using your platform as his battleground. If he respects your channel, he'll adjust. If not, you don't need to give him airtime. Your brand and long-term vision matter more.
Wow.
I told you I'm going to respect YouTube guidelines.
All right.
I did tell you. Because I told you that if they call me up, I'm going to tell them like it is, but I will respect YouTube guidelines. Which means I will not even mention that stuff online.
He says he's going to respect YouTube guidelines. All I can think of is, oh, you don't respect me, though. He's literally calling me a murderer for buying a morning after pill. And saying it's worse than if he murders a 5-year-old kid with an axe in the middle of the street. So, you know, it's at least he'll follow YouTube guidelines, but should I take offense?
You don't have to take offense, but you'd be completely justified if you did. The fact that he's comparing your personal choices to something as extreme as murdering a child with an axe is beyond disrespectful. It's manipulative and dehumanizing. It's one thing for him to have strong beliefs, but it's another to throw around accusations that frame you as a villain in his worldview. The bigger question is, do you even want this guy in your space anymore? Even if he follows YouTube guidelines, his attitude toward you is already toxic. If someone fundamentally disrespects you, why keep engaging? You don't owe him your time or your platform.
Still committing murder.